Khaleb McRae did not just win that night, he erased the field. By the final bend, the race was already over, and the clock was chasing history. What happened in Fayetteville was not supposed to be possible, and the rest of the 400-meter world felt it instantly. On the 13th of February 2026, inside the Randal Tyson Track Center in Fayetteville, Arkansas, Khaleb McRae delivered the performance that shifted the balance of the 400 meters. The men's field was strong, experienced, dangerous. Athletes who had navigated national finals, relay pressure, and international rounds stood in staggered lanes waiting for the gun. Indoor racing compresses everything. Space tightens, decisions arrive faster, there is no room to recover from hesitation. When the gun fired, McRae attacked with clarity. Through the opening 200 meters, he ran with measured aggression. His stride was powerful yet controlled, eating up the stagger without appearing frantic. Indoor 400 meters demand early commitment. You must establish position before the race collapses inward. McRae did exactly that. Coming off the second turn, the tone shifted. Most runners begin preparing for survival at this stage. The lactic acid creeps in, the breathing sharpens, the legs grow heavy. McRae accelerated. The gap widened in visible increments. Competitors who were level at the break found themselves chasing. The stagger dissolved. The race tilted. By the time he straightened for home, the contest had already been decided. He crossed the line in 44.52 seconds. The previous official indoor world record of 44.57, set in 2005, had survived more than 2 decades of attempts. It endured through Olympic cycles, through generational talent, through near misses. McRae ran faster. World Athletics described it as a world short track record performance pending ratification. The margin of victory was over 1 second, leaving runner-up William Jones at 45.63. Moments after the finish, there was hesitation in the building. Spectators and athletes stared at the scoreboard as the time settled into clarity. Coaches recalculated in their heads. Analysts checked historical lists. 44.52. The number carried both shock and inevitability. Shock because of its rarity. Inevitability because the race itself had looked different from the start. McRae did not stumble across the line in desperation. He did not collapse into the infield from exhaustion. His posture held. His expression was composed. That visual mattered. Dominance in sprinting is not only about the clock, it is about how the clock is reached. 2 weeks later, on the 1st of March 2026, McRae returned at the USA Indoor Championships in Staten Island. Championship racing tests different muscles. It demands tactical awareness across rounds. It punishes careless energy expenditure. There are no pacemakers. There is no room for error. McRae handled the rounds with discipline, conserving what was necessary without surrendering control. He understood that defending momentum requires restraint as much as aggression. After Fayetteville, every competitor in the building was watching him differently. In the final, he ran 45.01 to secure the national title, defeating Christopher Robinson and TJ Tomljanovic. The time was slower than Fayetteville. That was expected. Championship finals are about placement, not pace. After the race, McRae emphasized execution over numbers, saying the focus was on rounds and winning, not chasing a time. That mindset reflected maturity. The objective was not to recreate 44.52. It was to leave with the title. What stood out was authority. He did not allow the race to dictate terms. He established them. He exited the final bend with command and closed decisively. The record-setting performance in Fayetteville was reinforced by composure in a title meet. Momentum confirmed. The Fayetteville masterpiece was built on layers laid months earlier. On the 22nd of June 2025, at the Bob Vigors Classic, McRae ran 43.91 outdoors. Breaking 44 seconds in the 400 meters places an athlete among the elite. It signals that top-end speed and endurance have reached global standards. Outdoor 400 meters introduce wind, wider turns, and different pacing patterns. Running 43.91 requires sustained velocity across the full oval. Later in 2025, at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, McRae advanced to the semifinals in the individual 400 meters. He was not overwhelmed by the stage. He competed. He also ran on the United States 4x400 meter relay team that earned silver in 2:57.8 to 3. Relay legs are assigned carefully. They require trust under pressure. Being part of that quartet reflected confidence in his reliability. Tokyo did not crown him world champion. It sharpened him. Experience in championship rounds teaches timing. It teaches when to push and when to hold. It builds familiarity with global expectations. Those details accumulate. Born on September 9, 2000, McRae developed through the American Collegiate system at the University of Alabama. College racing is unforgiving. Athletes navigate conference meets, national qualifiers, relay assignments, and academic pressure. The 400 meters demands conditioning that extends beyond speed sessions. It requires repeated exposure to discomfort. At Alabama, McRae refined the technical foundation of his race: posture control through tight indoor turns, efficient arm carriage in the final straight, breathing patterns that prevent early collapse. The 400 meters punishes poor mechanics. Every inefficiency is magnified when fatigue peaks. McRae's progression was not sudden, it was structured. The 44.5-2 in Fayetteville deserves deeper examination. His first 100 meters established rhythm without overspending. His transition into the backstretch maintained velocity while conserving posture. By the 200-meter mark, he was positioned to dictate the race rather than chase it. The crucial phase arrived entering the final bend. This is where races fracture. Most athletes begin tightening. Their shoulders rise. Their stride shortens. McRae stayed relaxed. His stride frequency remained stable. His head alignment did not dip. His mechanics survived the most punishing segment of the race. When he exited the curve, acceleration was still available. That is rare. Elite sprinting operates on confidence. A narrow loss can be rationalized. A 1-second deficit lingers. Athletes replay that separation in their minds. Coaches revise training loads. Rivals question pacing ceilings. McRae's Fayetteville performance delivered a psychological jolt to the 400-meter landscape. It signaled that the closing gear, traditionally reserved for 200-meter specialists, could exist within a disciplined quarter-miler structure. That perception reshaped strategy long before the next meet begins. Before 2026, McRae was a respected contender. After Fayetteville, he became the reference point. Coaches now examine 44.5-2 as a modern standard. Athletes recalibrate split targets to avoid being swallowed on the final bend. Relay strategists consider where his closing strength fits within championship plans. This is how hierarchy shifts in track and field. Not through noise, through numbers. The 400 meters is often described as controlled aggression. It requires the athlete to flirt with maximum effort without crossing into chaos. McRae's recent performances reveal discipline. In Boston, earlier in 2026, he secured victory at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, sharpening race rhythm before Fayetteville. That progression suggests intentional build-up rather than spontaneous brilliance. Training for the 400 meters blends speed endurance with race modeling. Athletes rehearse specific split patterns repeatedly. They learn how 21 seconds feels through 200 meters, how the third 100 must be managed, how the final 50 demands mental override. McRae's execution in Fayetteville reflected rehearsed precision. Indoor success sets tone. Outdoor racing tests sustainability. The outdoor 400 meters expands geometry. The turns are broader. Wind becomes a factor. Championship rounds compress recovery windows. Yet the indicators are strong. A 43.9-1 outdoor mark already places him among the fastest in the world. The indoor 44.5-2 demonstrates that his speed carries through tight geometry. The national title confirms competitive composure. The pieces align. Khaleb McRae's most recent race in Fayetteville stands as the defining moment of the indoor season. He did not chase history recklessly, he executed it deliberately.